In this video, I'd like to solve radical equations, and I want to highlight that in this example right here, I've chosen a cube root. So when we look, let's talk about the cube root of a number for a minute. Do you agree I can take the cube root of a negative number such as -8, this will give me a -2. I can also take the cube root of a positive number. So what that means is when I go to state my restrictions on the variable, for cube root functions, they're a little different. There are no restrictions on the variable. So that's one little difference. Now, if I proceed to solve, rather than squaring both sides, I would actually cube both sides to undo the cube root. So I'm left with x plus 4 equals, when I cube -2, I would get -8. And when I solve, of course, subtracting 4, I would get -12. Now, I still want to verify and make sure my solution is correct. So we go back to the original equation, and I'm going to fill it in. So I look at x right here as being -12 plus 4, and I'm checking to see, will this equal -2? So the cube root of -8 is equal to -2, which we demonstrated above. So this is a true solution. Now let's have a look at another example. In this question right here, I have a square root. Notice that I've got a number which I must move to the other side or subtract this side and this side in order to isolate the root. So in my first step, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, and I'm isolating the square root. Now, first, when I look at this, I notice that I've got a negative right here, which concerns me a bit because the square root of a number I know should be a positive number. But let's just proceed and find a restriction anyway. I've got the square root of x plus 4. So what that means is I need x plus 4 to be greater than or equal to 0, which means x will be greater than or equal to -4. And of course, it's a real number. So here's a restriction. Now, when I want to solve, I'm going to proceed to square both sides. So when I square, I will get x plus 4. -2 squared is 4. Subtract 4 from both sides, I get x equals 0, which looks like a solution. However, when we verify our solution, we need to be careful that it is a true solution. So I'm going to go back to my original equation. I'm going to substitute in 0 for x, and I'm checking to see, will this equal +2? I know that the square root of 0 plus 4, of course, is the square root of 4. And what I notice is 4 plus 2 certainly won't give me 2. It's 6. So what this means is sometimes we get what's called an extraneous solution. It's a solution gained in the process when we square both sides.